Okay, so today we're going to learn how you can use the quadratic formula to solve any quadratic equation. Here we have 3x squared plus 2x minus 5 is equal to 0. So before we get to solving, let's just write down the quadratic formula. So it is x is equal to minus b plus or minus square root of b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. Now the a, b, and c are just referring to the numbers in front of these terms in the quadratic. So a is the number in front of the x squared term, b is the number in front of the x, and c is the constant. Now let's just write down our a, b, and c values here. So a we can see is 3, and we have 2x, so b is going to be 2, and we have minus 5, so c is minus 5. Now we just put this into the equation. So minus b, which is 2, plus or minus the square root of b squared, so 2 squared, minus 4 lots of a, which is 3, and c, which is minus 5. This is divided by 2 lots of a, which is 3. Now we can simplify this, so we get x is equal to minus 2 plus or minus square root of 2 squared, which is 4. Here we have minus 4 times minus 3, which is minus 12. Then we have minus 12 times minus 5, which is going to be plus 60, as 2 minuses make a plus. This is being divided by 2 times 3, which is 6. Again, we can simplify this more. X is equal to minus 2 plus or minus square root of 64, all divided by 6. Now we know the square root of 64 is just 8, so we can replace that square root sign with 8. So we have minus 2 plus or minus 8 divided by 6. Now how do we deal with this plus or minus? Well, first we take the case of it being a plus. So we have x is equal to minus 2 plus 8 divided by 6, which is 6 divided by 6. So x is equal to 1 is one of the solutions. Now we do when we have the minus. So minus 2 minus 8 over 6, which is equal to minus 10 over 6, which is just, if we divide top and bottom by 3, minus 5 over 3. So our two solutions are x equals 1 and x is equal to minus 5 over 3. Now we'll just go through one more slightly different example just so you can fully understand how to use the quadratic formula. So if we want to solve minus 5x squared plus 3x plus 1 is equal to 0, first thing we do is write down our values of a, which is minus 5, b, which is 3, and c, which is 1. I'm just finding these values by looking at the numbers in front of the x squared, x, and the constant term. Once we've labeled our a, b, and c, it's pretty simple. All we need to do is plug into our formula. So we have x is equal to minus b, which is 3, plus or minus b squared, square root of b squared, so 3 squared minus 4 times a, which is minus 5, and c, which is 1. Now, the reason I put the 4ac in brackets is to not get confused with the minus symbols, as you can make mistakes that way otherwise. And this is being divided by 2 lots of a, so 2 lots of minus 5. Now, let's just simplify this. We have x equal to minus 3 plus or minus 3 squared is just 9. And then we have minus 4 times minus 5 times 1, which is just 20. All divided by 2 times minus 5, so minus 10. Now we can simplify this more. We have x equal to minus 3 plus or minus the square root of 29. Now we can't find this exact value, so we leave it as square root of 29, all divided by 10. So we just do what we did before. Take the two cases of the plus and minus separately. So we have x is equal to minus 3 plus square root of 29 over minus 10. And we have x is equal to minus 3 minus square root of 29 over minus 10. We can just tidy this up a bit. So our two solutions are x is equal to, so we do this one and we times the top and bottom by minus 1 to get rid of this minus 10 on the bottom. So we have 3 minus root 29 over 10, and x is equal to, again, times top and bottom by minus 1 here. So we have 3 plus root 29 over 10. And those are our solutions. So that's all you need to do. That using the quadratic formula really isn't that hard. I hope you learned from this video. Let me know what else you'd like to see in the comments down below.